afternoon, everybody. Another Weirdmobile session. Today we are going to be making our bed rails, which Sol came up with these templates, and we're just going to be cutting them out of sheet metal and getting everything tacked on and put in there how we want it.
Yeah, these are going to look a lot more complete and be a lot more solid once we get a cap on the top. And not to mention, we're not going to be getting tetanus every time we try and hop in and out of the bed. So that's the goal tonight, and if we don't have too many of those, we might accomplish something.
So we realized that we've been getting pretty hammered the last couple episodes, and that may have affected the quality of our work. Would you say?
I wouldn't say the quality, but maybe the quantity.
Yeah. So
production definitely slows down.
It definitely does. It definitely does. So let's just stick with maybe one beer, and we'll stick to some friendly beverages to keep us productive on this episode. So we cleaned up our edges here, and we got some cardboard, laid it down, traced an outline as best we could, cut it out, got it nice and trimmed to fit.
Alright, we got our bed rails cut out from our cardboard template. We got a left side, flipped it over, reversed it, and cut one out for our right side. And now over here, Mikey's got a little detail welding to do. We're going to connect our C-pillar with our original roof. Look at that.
Check us out. Just getting some strippy strips going on there.
Right, we do pay attention to a few details.
Couple few.
Solidify that.
Our structural braces here have gotten rusty over time, so we're going to clean these up and throw some primer on. Attention to detail. And speaking of rust, we got a whole other issue back here in the spare tire well. Our sound deadening has held in moisture and caused some rust, and now we have a nice hole in the floor. So we're going to get the rest of this out and figure out where to go from here.
Sound deadening doo-doo material, and it's coming out way easier than we thought it would.
And the giant hole in the spare tire well was made just by hitting with a hammer.
It honestly started just by stepping on it, and then the hammer is really what did her in.
Its existence.
Pretty bad.
Pretty rusty.
So all that rust was pretty discouraging, so let's get back to welding in these bed rails. The reason that I'm skipping around like this when I'm welding is you don't want to weld too much in one spot because the metal will get hot and it'll actually warp it.
And what we're going to do is we're going to use undercoat on the back side of these so they'll rust from the inside, and then we're going to go and throw some self-etching primer on the outside just to preserve the welds on the outside until we get a chance to paint this car if we ever decide to do so. Alright, now that we got our bed rails on, we are temporarily mounting the tailgate with the use of a couple bungee straps until we get a more permanent fixture.
Good.
So this way we're going to take the plate off of the firewall and put it where it belongs in the back of the car.
Stop getting pulled over.
Yeah, and actually is starting to look kind of legit.
Hey, you know what? That was probably the most work that we have accomplished in one night in a long time. You know, maybe we should just not drink so much in the future. You know, get a lot of work done. We might finish this thing one day.
Let me know how that goes for you, buddy.
You got a good point. So I had a 10-foot ladder I had to go pick up, and my truck's all torn apart right now, so what better vehicle to use than the Weirdmobile? Should be an interesting drive home. So this is actually the first time I've driven the Weirdmobile. I know Mikey drives it every day. We happen to trade cars for a day, and I am really impressed. You know, if we're going through the rough truck competition and doing all those jumps and the frame being tweaked, this thing drives just like a normal car. Despite the caster being so off and the wheels being pushed back a couple inches from the wheel wells, I'm impressed, man. You can't even tell. So we're gonna see how this ride goes. It's raining out, and we got some exposed wires in the back still. So I got my my brake light indicator on. I pulled over and checked. They're all working, so it might just be because the third brake light's not hooked up right now. Windows are fogging up a bit. Let's roll down the back window, get some fresh air. Oh yeah, you like that? Look at that. No, I could definitely daily drive this thing. This is nice. So from my point of view, this looks like any regular old 1998 Honda Accord. It's a little noisy because we've got a rear firewall with no sound deadening and some kind of a hole in the muffler, if there's even a muffler. But you would never know from the driver's seat up that this thing's a truck. All right, heading on to 76 West here. Gonna need a purge. Alright, I made it home okay, no incidents, no getting pulled over. The ladder's good, didn't even slide around. You can see this thing is like at least 8 feet tall. It's taller than my truck. Weirdmobile, you have impressed me, and I hope to borrow you again soon.